And the way that you can make someone imagine things is reason why I hate the idea of, like, there's canon. But just because that's what the author intended doesn't mean someone can't get something else out of the story. All we gotta do is keep the brightest and the most intelligent and the most up-to-date and the most accurate at the top of society, and we just make this kind of like cut-off, split-away, where we just say, okay, you guys can go over there and do your own thing, right? You'll never be able to build boats, right? So, again, this is completely fictional because I'm not advocating for this, but I'm saying I'm a scientific person, the real world is scientific, and everyone knows life is a spectrum. Because in my opinion, most people would look at this and say, oh, this is a race thing. No. You can take the dumbest, most retarded trailer trash white people, and they're the exact same. It is an intelligence cue, not a racial thing. Those retarded people just kind of kill themselves, and the people that are like super smart that have segregated themselves, they actually like prosper. Right? And then they evolve, like, technology, and then it's, like, eventually, throughout this, like, period of time, right, those other people get incorporated back into society because, like, society is at a point where it can just fully help them. Like, each one of those people can have their own personal assistant, like, bio-nanotech AI bot that, like, you know, they try to do something they're not supposed to do, it just literally, like, encases them so they can't move. Right? And it's like, it tries to explain them why they can't do what they do, and it's literally just every person has one of these. So, you know, if you get some retard who's trying to do something stupid, it's just like, nah! Okay, sir. I understand that you might be angry at what you think that person did. But I can tell from your heart rate and the fact that you're fighting right now that you're not calm. So we're just gonna wait however long it takes for you to calm down. Maybe I can sing you a lullaby or something like that. And we'll just kind of sit here and, you know, maybe somebody can come by and help out if you want some help or something. But, that's not how we act in our society. So, you know, here, let's go through some etiquette and some response factors. These people are allowed back into society because there's basically no way for them to, like, affect society. And this comes into the idea of the neurochip, because inside of techno, you have to have the neurochip or you cannot be a part of the, you can't even be allowed inside of the city because you won't be connected to the AI that, like, controls the city, and that'll cause, like, human outside factors that it can't predict that, basically it doesn't want to have to deal with. So I'm like, I don't know how brain scarring works, but I'm pretty sure brain scarring would be, like, your basic premise that would catch people being like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's like, you go in the first time, and the first time's fine because your brain heals, but then you go in a second time, and now you're fucking with, like, the tissue. It's like your brain responds differently because of it. Yes, this is valid and proves solid suspension of disbelief. It aligns with real basic brain biology without needing deep technical detail. You can keep explanations high level while grounding them in how the brain actually responds to injury and implants. Solid. Okay, so we solved the issue. A myth or a legend, right? When you hear one myth or one legend from one area, you go, well, there has to be more myths and more legends, and then you're in your own head creating and filling in those gaps. And the greatest world builders, including, like, as far as I'm concerned, Lord of the Rings, right, is because, like, yes, there's, like, a lot of nuance, just like me, where it's like you can go down to the grit and the bones, but you don't need to know that to enjoy the story. Whereas, like, I feel, and I think this is more... like, I don't know, because I'm not in the space, but I feel this is more of a gatekeeping thing. Anyone who's into Warhammer 40k, can you just, like, jump into a story in a section of Warhammer 40k and just enjoy it? The way that, like, you could just jump into the Lord of the Rings without having any foreknowledge of, like, Tolkien's world or Middle-earth or any backstory or anything. Just jump into it, enjoy it, and just walk away. Right? because it has enough of it that it picks it up on the surface, and enough depth for anyone who wants to search. But the search isn't required to enjoy the entirety of the content. And the way that you can make someone imagine things is reason why I hate the idea of, like, there's canon. I want to rephrase that. Okay, there is the what the author intended. But in my opinion, let's call what the author intended canon. But just because that's what the author intended doesn't mean someone can't get something else out of the story. Maybe even an entire side of the story that the author didn't even realize they put in. And to call that, like, not viable because of this obsession with canon and, like, some sort of attack on fan-fiction, I think is just the wrong way to approach the writer-reader, like, entertainment consumer, like, ecosystem. It is a constant back and forth. Cat and mouse game anymore. Mouse got too fat, couldn't get away. Cat got too fat, can't chase the mice no more. Right? And it is kind of just scaled out of control to a point now where literally it's like a war against fanfic in some ways. And it's like some creators are just like, I don't care what you do with my work. And some creators are like, how dare you interpret it in the wrong way? But anyways, you know what they say. If you can't say fuck you to your friends, who can you say fuck you to? Fuck you!